For the Greeks, the god Prometheus, whose name means forethought, foresight, stole fire from Zeus and gave it to man as a gift. Gave man not only fire, but every type of knowledge, including how to build houses. Took man and showed them how not to be human cattle, but how to be human. That enraged the chief god Zeus, who had created man and wanted to keep them as virtual human cattle to worship the gods. Zeus punished Prometheus by chaining him to a rock and having an eagle come and eat out his liver every single day. Since Prometheus was a god, he could not die and had to be tortured this way. All of Prometheus' friends encouraged him to compromise just a little bit with Zeus, and Prometheus refused. Like Beethoven, he was totally uncompromising. And eventually, Prometheus won. The turn of the century from the 1700s to the 1800s was a time of great optimism for people like Schiller and Beethoven, and the Promethean idea was strong. Beethoven and many others were at first inspired by the French Revolution, which seemed to be following in the footsteps of the American Revolution. And Beethoven dedicated his third symphony, which he called Eroica, meaning heroic, to Napoleon Bonaparte, at a time in which Bonaparte had not yet shown himself to be a tyrant. And many thought he might liberate Europe, as had been done in America. But when Napoleon crowned himself emperor, Beethoven declared, now he too will trample on the rights of mankind, and literally tore the dedication off of the front page of the symphony. Instead, Beethoven dedicated it to the memory of a great man. What he meant by that, we don't know. Did he mean the memory of the idea of Napoleon, of what he was supposed to be? Did he mean the idea of a great man in general? Or did he have someone specific in mind? We don't know, but since Beethoven did express his support for the American Revolution, I don't think he would particularly mind my associating this symphony with this image. Beethoven also presented a heroic image of a woman. His opera Fidelio is about a political prisoner, Florestan, who's been imprisoned for speaking the truth, as he says, imprisoned by an evil Pizarro. His wife, Leonora, disguises herself as a boy named Fidelio to get into the prison in order to save her husband. In this painting by Anastasia Battle, you see Leonora disguised as the boy Fidelio pointing a gun at the evil jailer Pizarro and holding on to her husband Florestan, who has been chained to the floor. Historians seem eager to attribute the story to a very ancient 13th century political prisoner, but the most likely immediate inspiration is the case of the Marquis de Lafayette, again, the American Revolutionary War hero. Lafayette was imprisoned in Austria during this period, and his wife, Adrienne, courageously went into the prison in order to free him. Listen to the heroic music that Beethoven assigns to this woman, Leonora. Beethoven also sought the heroism of the people, of the population. The playwright Schiller, who Beethoven so much admired, wrote about the Dutch Revolution, the uprising of the Netherlands, that there were no great leaders who were meant to be leaders. The ordinary people rose to the occasion. Schiller's friend, the poet Goethe, wrote a play called Egmont about this, and Beethoven wrote an Egmont overture. In the play, the hero is executed by having his head chopped off, the hero Egmont, that is, depicted in this scene that you're looking at. But the people are so outraged that they rise to the occasion and overthrow the tyranny. Listen to how Beethoven represents that in music. I'll start right with the point of the execution towards the end of the overture. And that's just a taste of it.